Josh, yeah, obviously coming back from Belfast, and you got two big ECAC hockey games this week with Princeton and Quinnipiac. I mean, how important is, first of all, when did you get back from Boston? What time did you get back? Did you fly into Boston, and then what time did you get back to campus?
Yeah, we landed right around 2:15 Eastern time, and then obviously a little bit of like just getting all the bags and getting some meals, and got back to campus around 6:30. And then everybody was home by like 7.
How important is this week? I mean, obviously, the body clocks, getting the 5 hours back, and two, like I said, two tough games coming up in ECAC hockey with Princeton Quinnipiac. I mean, how important is the guys to get the rest and get their bodies back to normal East Coast time?
Yeah, it's a bit challenging. I've kind of felt it myself getting up at like 4 every morning right now, and just trying to adjust and trying to get back. It's a little bit different, forcing yourself to maybe lay down and go back to bed at 4 in the morning. So it's a challenge, but it's good now. It's Tuesday. I feel like I'm almost adjusted back, and by the end of the week shouldn't be a big issue.
Did you guys practice on Monday?
We just skated, or sorry, we just lifted, stretched, and then optional skate, and then we'll skate here in about an hour.
So how do you plan this week as far as preparation with knowing that these guys are trying to get back to a normalcy with their bodies?
Yeah, that's why yesterday we kind of let them make a decision for whatever was best for them. Some guys wanted to be on the ice, other guys felt like they needed to rest, and then we're gonna work today. Get back after it, and try to get some of the rust off, and make sure we're ready to go because, like you said, these are huge games for us.
Yeah, Coach, what were some of the lessons that you're hoping these guys took from this experience going over to Ireland and playing a couple of games over there?
Well, I mean, first it was an unbelievable week, and I just think the growth of us as a group being together was pretty special. So I think one, I hope there's some gratefulness for like what we got to do and what we got to be a part of. And then, for us, I think we learned that we got to find ways to win some of these games that are close games right now, and find ways to score when it's hard. And I think that for us will be the focal point of the week, because you're playing two teams that are extremely hard in Princeton and Quinnipiac, and really then the last weekend we play Alaska. So our last 4 games before break are against teams that don't give you a lot. So it's a good challenge for us right now.
Yeah, I asked you a little bit about this after the game Saturday, but I want to maybe expand a little more about the importance of scoring first. I mean, you guys still have a winning record without when you don't score the first goal, but you get back to conference play this weekend, and then after January, it'll be basically conference play the rest of the way. Um, how important is it for this team to start on time and get score the first goal and have the control of the game instead of trying to play catch up?
Yeah, you don't want to be chasing games, and I think historically the numbers prove if you score first, you're going to win more hockey games. So, for us, setting our pace, setting our tempo right out the get go is extremely important. And, at the same point, if you give up the first goal, the game's not over. You got to keep working. So, really whatever the situation is, we got to continue to keep pushing, and, but we got to make it a focal point that we're ready to go off the opening faceoff.
Yeah, Princeton, obviously, they lost two at Bowling Green, but they played pretty well this year. I mean, they swept the North Country teams at home a couple weeks ago. Kai Daniels had a 5-goal game against St. Lawrence. Talk about how hard Princeton is to play.
Yeah, they're pretty miserable to play against. Like, they play a hard hockey game that takes away your time and space. I think they're very well coached, have a ton of structure. Usually really good goaltending, and it's one of those things that they don't give you much, so you got to take advantage of your opportunities. And I think they're only allowing like 24 shots a night right now on net, or 24, 25. So they don't give a ton of shots up. So we got to make sure we don't pass up opportunities when we have them.
How do you stop Daniels?
Yeah, I think, well, there's a lot of good players on that team. He's one of them. So I think it's just us having good team defense, us getting our bumps in when we have an opportunity, good stick detail, and defending in numbers.
Let me ask you about Quinnipiac, a team that Union has really struggled against, and it'll be the first quote unquote unofficial M&T Bank Cup game for this guy, between you guys. I mean, they had last week some couple of wild games. I mean, a wild 7-6 game against Holy Cross, and they had a rally to beat Stonehill. I mean, is Quinnipiac a team that could be maybe finally this is the time you finally end that winless streak against them?
Well, obviously we hope so, but it's funny. Everybody thinks Quinnipiac's down this year. I think they're 11-3 or 10-3 or something right now. Like they have a really good record, and you know, it's like you look at their analytics, and like their analytics are near the top of the country. They're always tough to play against. They have a really good team, so yeah, we're hoping to get right after them and play well, but it's going to be a challenge.
Coach, the last time you and Quinnipiac met, it was special teams was a big issue for you guys. I know always important, but is it an extra focal point this week given who's on the schedule?
Well, our discipline for us is a point of emphasis. We want to make sure we're not taking penalties. And you look at the Miami game, we took 4 penalties. I thought 3 of them were ones that maybe we shouldn't have taken. So for us, we gotta stay disciplined. We got to be physical and hard, but we got to watch our sticks. We got to make sure if we see jersey or their numbers, we're not hitting them from behind. And keeping our sticks down.
How important, Josh, will it be to win 2 games on the weekend? You haven't done that in conference play yet.
Well, it's a goal for us, and it's us taking that next step. So we can't win Saturday, or you can't win 2 unless we win on Friday. So for us, it's focusing on Princeton and making sure we get off to a good start, and then after Friday night's game is regrouping and getting ready for Saturday.